What if I told you that fat loss and weight loss are two very different things? And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to, when you lose weight, only lose fat. Because weight loss and fat loss are two different things. You don't want to lose weight, you want to lose fat. I speak to loads of people that say they wanna lose weight. And then my first question to them is, what do you mean? Oh, well, you know, I wanna lose weight. No, I don't know what you mean. So do you wanna lose muscle? Oh, no, I wanna keep my muscle. Boom, cool. A couple of years ago, I was skinny fat. And it basically means you lose weight, but your body loses the muscle mass and keeps the fat, which is what weight loss is a lot of the time. Put very simply, the human body operates off of signaling. What signals do we send to our body? And based on the signals that we send to our body is based on the output that our body will give us. For example, if you have quite a bit of muscle, you've sent a lot of signals to build muscle. If you've lost fat, you've sent signals for your body to lose fat. It's all based on signals. Messaging. Signals is basically messaging. What messages are we sending to our body? Now, why we don't want weight loss is because it means muscle loss. Sometimes it means no fat loss or like very minimal. Why do we want fat loss? Because it means muscle gain. In order for your body to just lose fat, it means you must have gained muscle or maintain. That's it. That's the signal. It just means if you've lost fat, it literally just means that your body has kept the muscle, or if you've been sending even more signals or the better signals, it's put on more muscle, right? Now there's a clear distinction on these two. And if you're someone like me that does not have amazing genetics, gets hungry quite often, and you still want to be in great shape, number one, you can. You definitely can do it. But second of all, stop taking advice of people that don't share the same problem as you. Now, this is the number one problem in this whole space. You'll go online and the best looking, the most shredded and abs and these guys, mostly, and girls, and this is for girls as well, I'm gonna expose the reality of it, right? These people that you see on social media that are ripped to shreds, right? They are you have a genetic spectrum. And I'm gonna try to simplify this as much as possible. This took me years to learn, and I had to learn it because it was driving me insane. Why don't I look like this guy? Here's why. You have a genetic spectrum. These people that have very low fat and high muscle, most of the time, do not share the same problems as you. Why? Because a couple of things. They have a high metabolic rate. They have a high metabolism, which means on a daily basis, their body naturally burns a lot of calories, which means they have little to no fat on their body anyway, and they never have. These people will probably not get fat. Harsh, feels a bit unfair, it's life. Now, what we see is those people will turn on a camera, go on their Instagram, hey guys, this is how you lose fat, when they've never had a drop of fat on their body ever. So they do not understand. When you are somebody that carries a little bit more fat or is a little bit more hungry, you're playing the same game as them, but with different rules. Harsher rules, and that's the truth, right? We'll call him Johnny, all right? Mr. Six-pack abs, that's on social media, all toned all year, has never had a drop of fat on him. Yeah, ask him to pop a picture up on the screen of how he was when he was younger and see if he had any fat on him, because if he didn't, that's genetics. The problem is with Johnny is you'll see these workouts, these throwing kettlebells about, doing all sorts of nonsense, right? And ultimately, for the person that has average or below average genetics, I've got a slow metabolism, I've got average genetics. Everything you see that I've built has come from hard work and understanding. I'm not here to blow my own trumpet. That looks a bit funny. But I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to be really honest with you, because I had to learn this the hard way, because I would go on social media every day and I would see these people that, as I said, they're at the top tier of the genetic spectrum, which means they've got a fast metabolism and they don't have much hunger signaling. If you are someone that gets a lot of hunger signaling and you have a slower metabolism, that is going to result in, if you don't operate strategically, in fat gain. You're going to put on fat. For us, we have to do it a little bit differently. Now, what does that mean? Go back to it. We're playing the same game. You still have to get a certain amount of protein in, you have to hit your calories, and you have to do weight training. Simple. Because all of those three things send signals to the body to retain and build muscle and to decrease fat. If you do that consistently for a long enough time frame, you'll reduce your fat, increase your muscle, and then you'll reach here and boom. People were like, wow, you're in great shape. Yeah, cool. Right. Weight loss. The problem with weight loss, and let me tell you the signals, you can reverse engineer a lot of what I say here, right? Which simply means just do the opposite of what I say. When you go into a gym, what do you see? A lot of people on treadmills, you see a lot of people on Stairmaster, you see a lot of people on these sort of cardio machines, on the bike and all of this stuff, yeah? My question to you is, where are the people with the physique that you want to have? Where are they? Because most of the time, they ain't by the cardio machine, they're over there lifting weights. Why? Weight loss. What happens is, and the lie we're told is, go do cardio, burn loads of calories, and then that will lose weight. No, cardio does nothing, cardio does nothing to your physique. It improves your heart health. Great, do it once or twice a week at a sport, something you enjoy. You don't have to, the gym is for building your physique, right? Anyways, I digress. What happens is, when you run on a treadmill or you just do cardio, and when you just run on a treadmill and you just do cardio and you enter a calorie deficit, that is sending signals to your body to lose weight. Yes, weight loss. Yes, you will lose weight. However, the signals that is sending to your body is that, oh, there's these muscles that we've got and we're not using. So let me break them down and extract the nutrients from them, because muscle is way more nutrient dense and energy, whatever, dense for the body than fat is. So the body will want to eat away at your muscle before it will want to eat away at your fat. So how do we make sure we have fat loss instead of weight loss? Is sending the right signals. I hope this is making sense. Now, again, another problem we bump into with weight loss is we drop our calories by like 500, 600, 1,000. I see some people that are like, oh, I'm only eating 1,000 calories a day. I'm like, what? Who told you to do that? Who told you to do that? The reason why I'm so passionate is because I've been a victim of this. It was only through becoming a qualified personal trainer, through studying for years and through trial and error about 1,000 flipping times, I managed, and I came to the end of it and I was like, oh my days, all of the stuff out there is nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. And there's a couple in the space, Mike Thurston, Dr. Matt Israel, these guys that are like telling you the right information. Listen to them, don't even listen to me, right? But anyways, weight loss. When we're doing cardio to put ourselves in a calorie deficit, because a calorie deficit is how we lose weight, but when we're doing cardio to do that, we're sending signals to the body that, oh, we're not using this muscle, by the way, you can take it. We don't need it. When we lift weights and we focus on our calorie deficit just being in our nutrition, but we're lifting weights and that strain and that pain that comes from lifting weights is simply, remember what I said at the start of the video, is simply a signal. It's simply sending a signal to your body to say, hold on, mate. These muscles that we've got, we're using them. Don't eat them. I need them. Eat my fat. Take the fat away from me. Don't take my muscle. I need it. That's all it's saying. That's all it's saying. Right? So again, how do we do this? Let's summarize all of this. Right. To make sure we're not in weight loss, couple things. If you're going to when you drop your calories, for example, if 2,000, you have 2,000 a day to maintain your body weight. Yeah, there's a calorie calculator. I might even put one in the description. That will be helpful. So you go on your calorie calculator, put in your weight, your size, your whatever, put that in. And it will come up with, on average, take it with a pinch of salt, how many calories you're burning. I also use this thing called Whoop. It tells me every day how many calories I burn on average. So I go on that, I check. I'm like, all right, cool. I've got to eat about 200 less than what I'm burning. Only a small amount. Because that sends signals to your body that you're fine, you're not in the desert, and it doesn't have to eat away at your tissues and your muscle and these things. Only a small deficit, 200, even 150, yeah, over a long time frame. That is what's going to equate to fat loss. This equates to weight loss. You don't want to lose muscle. Now, sorry, I'm going on loads of tangents. Just tell me to shut up. Essentially, how do we make sure we're fat loss? By strength training and lifting weights, and by decreasing our calories by only 200 to 300 max. 400 maybe for 2 weeks, but lift that back up to about 200-300 deficit. Any more than that, and you're gonna start to lose muscle. And if you're doing cardio on top of that and you're not lifting weights, you're gonna lose way more muscle. And then that's when you end up skinny fat, where you lose a bunch of weight, the scale goes down and you're like, oh, the scale's gone down, but you look terrible. Stop looking at the scale. What does your eyes say? And how do you feel in the gym? The scale is like, yeah, cool, part of it. But don't worry about what the scale says. That is basically a summary of weight loss to fat loss. That's the difference between fat loss and weight loss. That is the most simple way I can break it down. For years, I really struggled with this. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I was misled hundreds of times by these influencers and these people that are putting stuff out there, like throwing kettlebells around. They're super set. None of them built their physique like that. They're just genetic monsters. They're genetic anomalies. These people exist. They are pretty much born to look like that. Harsh, but the reality. But they take that God-given ability and talent that they have, and they act like they earned it. And it drives me up the wall. And unless you know what you're doing, unless you know the difference between the two, you see it, you go on your social media page, you see these people and you think, oh, they've got something I don't. And then they sell a course, you buy it, and then you're like, oh, I still ain't got the results. Because you're different. And you're playing the same game with different rules. Understand that. If you are not genetically gifted, you are playing the same game with different rules. Take it from me. I am not genetically gifted and I've achieved the physique I want because of understanding this stuff to a deeper level. Now, if that's not enough and you would like coaching, yes, I am a PT. It is part of what I do. If that is something that you need, there's also going to be a link in the description to contact me. Get in contact, drop me a message, and we'll go back and forth and come up with your goals and what you're trying to actually achieve in this. But yeah, that's that. Blessings, love, and I'll see you in a bit. Fat loss, not weight loss. See you in a bit.